The creation of linkages and collaboration between government agencies has been met with baseless accusations. Accusations that we are violating the Constitution. Allegations that we are mismanaging funds, politicizing healthcare, and so on, including unfounded criticism raised in a privileged speech made by a good senator from Davao del Sur, whom I will choose to keep unnamed for reasons of interparliamentary courtesy. Let me make this abundantly clear. Nothing could be further from the truth. Tingog's role in this program is simple and clear: advocacy and assistance. We do not touch the funds. We don't choose which LGUs participate. Sa anumang hamon ng ating harapin, asahan po ninyo na mananatiling tapat ang Tingog Party List sa aming panata na patuloy na maglingkod, na sa tanang oras at pagkakataon, kami ay makikinig, kami magsisilbi. Today, I rise out of a deep sense of duty to speak about an initiative that we believe holds the power to change lives and transform communities, especially in areas where help is needed the most. This has always been, and this will always be the heart of Tingog's mission: to listen and to serve, nakikinig at nagsisilbi. This is the reason why we are working hard to bring government closer to the people, ensuring that its services reach those at the social, economic, and geographical margins of our country. This initiative that I am referring to is the PhilHealth DBP Tingog Memorandum of Agreement on the Rural Hospital Financing Program, envisioned to be a lifeline for LGU-owned hospitals in rural areas where healthcare is often a distant hope than a present reality. We must face the truth. While the Department of Health funds our regional and apex hospitals, it is the local government units that are tasked with providing primary and secondary level hospital care. Unfortunately, many of these hospitals are left with inadequate resources, unable to improve or expand their services. This has created a dangerous divide where the most vulnerable Filipinos, those living in far-flung areas, find themselves with little to no access to essential health care. Allow me to quote a study by Dr. Esmeralda Silva of the UP Manila Health Policy Development Hub. Quote, as of 2010 in the Philippines, there are 730 government hospitals. These hospitals have a total of 49,372 beds. As of 2011, 83.6% of these hospitals were managed by LGUs. In 2019, there were 146 government-owned hospitals, but the ratio of the Philippine population to government hospital bed is projected to be 229,306 to 1, far below the WHO's recommended 2 beds for every 1,000 population. Let me repeat it. At present, we have only 1 hospital bed for every population of close to 230,000 Filipinos. This glaring disparity speaks volumes about the state of our healthcare system. It tells us that many of our people, our mothers, our children, our elderly, are not getting the care they deserve. However, despite the importance of this initiative, the creation of linkages and collaboration between government agencies has been met with baseless accusations. Accusations that we are violating the Constitution. Allegations that we are mismanaging funds, politicizing healthcare, and so on, including unfounded criticism raised in a privileged speech made by a good senator from Davao del Sur, whom I will choose to keep unnamed for reasons of interparliamentary courtesy. These accusations are more than untrue. They distract from the real issue, the urgent need to ensure that every Filipino can access quality health care no matter where they live. Let's unpack these allegations one by one with facts, not speculation. First, on non-partisanship. One of the criticisms thrown our way is that Tingog's involvement in this program violates the principle of non-partisanship. Some claim that we are using this initiative for political advantage. Let me make this abundantly clear. Nothing could be further from the truth. Tingog's role in this program is simple and clear: advocacy and assistance. We do not touch the funds. We don't choose which LGUs participate. What we do is help local governments, especially those in rural areas, navigate the tedious process of applying for loans so they can finally upgrade their hospitals. Let me make this clear. The funds are managed by the Development Bank of the Philippines and PhilHealth, both government institutions with strict guidelines. All we're doing is lending a hand to LGUs that don't have the technical capacity to go through these complex processes on their own. Think of it this way. When you see a neighbor struggling to carry a heavy load, do you stand by and watch? Do you turn your back away, or do you lend a hand? That is what Tingog is doing, helping lift the weight of LGUs so they can build better hospitals for their communities. Second, on transparency and compliance. Another accusation is that this program lacks transparency and violates procurement and audit laws. Again, this is simply not true. The Development Bank of the Philippines loan program is governed by strict rules, including its own charter and the Government Procurement Reform Act. Any LGU participating in this program is required to comply with these laws. PhilHealth, on the other hand, plays its role as a reimbursement agency for healthcare services. The MOA explicitly ensures that funds are used for their intended purpose, and this is monitored under existing COA guidelines. So what's Tingog's role here? Advocacy. We help LGUs meet requirements such as the preparation of their hospital development plans, as well as their financial and operational feasibility studies. That's it. We're not involved in approving loans, disbursing funds, or handling procurement. Third, on the Universal Health Care Act, some claim that this program contradicts the Universal Health Care Act. But let me ask, how can building or upgrading hospitals contradict a law that's all about universal health care access? The reality is this: universal health care sounds great on paper, but it can't succeed without the infrastructure to back it up. How can PhilHealth reimburse hospitals if there are no hospitals to begin with? How can we talk about equity in healthcare when rural areas don't even have basic medical facilities? How can we achieve universal health care when rural hospitals are severely unfunded, outdated, and unable to serve their communities? The proposed Rural Hospital Financing Program bridges that gap. It is not a contradiction to UHC. Rather, it is its necessary complement. The program addresses the chronic infrastructure gap that has long plagued our provinces. The UHC can only succeed if there is a strong healthcare infrastructure to support it. Upgrading and building rural hospitals is not just a priority. It is the very foundation upon which the rest of the UHC stands. Fourth, on allegation of politicization. This is perhaps the most painful of all accusations because it undermines the very heart of why we're doing this. Some claim that Tingog is using this program for political purposes. But let me share what we've seen on the ground. When we visit rural communities, we don't see party affiliations. We see mothers traveling kilometers to reach the nearest hospitals. We see children being treated in overcrowded wards. We see the struggles of doctors and nurses trying their best to save lives despite the limited resources. Now, if helping these people is considered politics, then maybe we need more of this kind of politics. Tingog's involvement is not about elections or political gain. It's about advocacy, capacity building, and ensuring that LGUs can access the resources they need to build better hospitals. This is not about us. This is about the people we serve. Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues, I agree that we are still a long way in improving our healthcare system, and fixing PhilHealth is at the heart of it. We need to make PhilHealth more efficient and transparent so that with the funds allocated to them, both by our premium contributions and appropriations from the national budget, it can effectively deliver the services that the people have long expected, including full zero balance billing for their hospital expenses. We must likewise hold those in charge accountable for the decisions they have made and for the actions that they have failed to do. We join calls to reform PhilHealth, and we ask Congress to take steps towards that end, including a comprehensive review of the PhilHealth Charter, so that we can finally realize a truly free healthcare service that is accessible for all. But at the same time, we can't allow these challenges, insurmountable may they seem, to hold us back or let politics get in the way. What matters is finding real and durable solutions that address the healthcare problems that the Filipino people face every day. At the end of the day, healthcare isn't just a policy, it's a right, and it's our duty to make it work for everyone. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I understand that criticism is part of public service. But when criticism crosses the line into baseless accusations, it not only disrespects the people behind this program, it also disrespects the people it is designed to help. As the Supreme Court wisely observed in a recent decision, some individuals unscrupulously thrive on the negativity bias of their audience, deliberately spreading shocking or attention-grabbing content for personal gain. They capitalize on the emotional rush that comes with scandal without regard for public good. So to those who are quick to accuse, let us ask you, what have you done to address these inequalities? What solutions have you offered to improve healthcare in rural areas? What have you done to solve these problems? What solutions have you offered to bridge the gap between policy and reality? If the answer is nothing, then let me invite you to join us and be part of the solution. Let's work together to bridge the gap and ensure that all Filipinos, especially those in the countryside, can access the healthcare they need and deserve. Again, this isn't about Tingog. In fact, this isn't about politics. It's about doing what's right for the people we're elected to serve. Sa anumang hamon ng ating harapin, asahan po ninyo na mananatiling tapat ang Tingog Party List sa aming panata na patuloy na maglingkod, na sa tanang oras at pagkakataon, kami ay makikinig, kami magsisilbi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues, and may we always put the Filipino people at the heart of our public service. Sa muli, maraming salamat po.
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Sid Fernandez, pagtakpan mo pa ang pangungurakot, halatang malaki ang party mo sa nakawan. Pahayag naman ni Jerry Cagud, PhilHealth is people's money and not for politics. Magkano share mo dyan, Congressman Acidre? At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Ariel San Pedro, you are pretending to be expert as well, Acidre. Legislators legislate the laws. Are there laws to be legislated by Tingog in PhilHealth projects? Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.